Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video today, we're going to go over the Gamma 4 raid best teams. And what I mean by best teams is each of these nodes have different team requirements, such as this one has Kree in hand, this one has Avengers Guardians, it's basically all sporadic. And not super sporadic, like obviously there's flow to it, but basically I'm going to go over the best teams available for you guys, and I'm going to split it up into kind of two ways. First off, I'm going to show you, these are all the teams that can be used. So for example, Spider-Verse has multiple Spider-Verse characters. That includes the Sinister Six. So does AIM, so does Creed. Kree has all the minions and all and Ultimus and Korath. Shield includes Black Widow, Hawkeye, all that. Guardians, there's Gamora who's missing. Wakanda, no such luck. Defenders only has the 4 characters. Punisher shouldn't be there. That should be Daredevil. I don't know. I must have made a mistake. Sorry about that. That should be Daredevil. And then XMen Brotherhood, Avengers. You know, Avengers has Hulk, Thor, all those people. Mercenary, there's a lot of mercenaries, a lot of Hand, a lot of Hydra. So basically what you're seeing on the screen right now, other than Defenders right here, this should be Daredevil, is basically who is probably, in order to going from left to right, you know, going down, is probably the best raid teams available out of just these alone teams. So that includes, like, this AIM team is probably your best raid team. Spider-Verse is probably your second best raid team, followed by Kree, Shield, Guardians, Wakandan, Defenders, minus Punisher, plus Daredevil, X-Men, Brotherhood, Avengers, you know, all that. And I kind of want to explain, I feel like AIM, Spider-Verse, Kree, you know, Shield, Guardian, Wakanda, Defenders don't really need any explanation, so I'm not going to go too deep into them. Defenders are obviously like a really good starting point for a raid team, so are Guardians. The reason why I would say Guardians are better than the Wakandans is just because Wakandans don't really have a good place in this game right now. I know there's Chaos Theory, but even then, I mean, level them up to tier 9 and just leave them alone, besides Shuri, of course. So let's go to X-Men. Phoenix is probably the best X-Men, or Phoenix is the best X-Men in game, but the problem with her when it comes to raids is that when she dies, you have to use, you know, raid health or whatever that's called to revive her each time. So your best X-Men raid team probably does have Phoenix on it, but that's per node. So you want to probably get as far as you can with your favorite X-Men characters, your highest red stars and such, and then use Phoenix on that last X-Men node. Brotherhood, for example, we're missing Pyro and we're missing Blob. Why don't have Blob? You can summon Pyro for probably any of these characters. Probably Juggernaut is who you want to go for first. But Blob, he auto-taunts when one of these characters drops below 50% health. And since this team as a whole doesn't have a healer on it, you don't want to use Blob. Pyro, you can probably summon for Juggernaut. I just have Juggernaut on there because he's a big tank. He has a lot of health. Most people probably have him at 7 stars already and such. I have Toad on there just because he has dodge chance. Mystique has dodge chance, and Sabretooth has health, kind of like Wolverine. He builds up health and stuff. Avengers, this is probably your best Avengers team. You could probably put Black Widow on there. The reason why I have Scarlet Witch on there is she's a healer. Nick Fury also has minions come in, which is Shield Operative and Shield Security. Mercenary, the reason why I have this team is I just think Taskmaster is probably the best mercenary in the game, and Merc Lieutenant, Deadpool, and Killmonger have a good self-sustain, meaning they heal up. Merc Riot Guard is just a very good mercenary person to have out there. He taunts. You know, he's probably just one of those top mercenary characters, while the other ones are kind of trash. And then Hand and Hydra, I don't really have too much to say about them. Hand probably relies on, you know, you have these 5 is probably your good principal, and if you have red stars on Hand Blade Master or Hand Assassin, then maybe you want to use them, but you definitely want hand sorcerers out there if you're going to stick strictly to hand or something. And then Hydra, Red Skull with his revive chance for all these guys, exclude Grenadier. So this is, I believe, Hydra Armor Guard, Hydra Trooper, Hydra Scientist, and Hydra Sniper. I know they look the same, but that's kind of funny for Hydra because aren't they racist? Anyways, and then Kree, this is Kree Noble and Kree Royal Guard. Minerva, Captain Marvel, and Ronan. I'm just trying to differentiate for those that don't necessarily know the difference. Again, Defenders, this should not be Punisher, this should be Daredevil. It is what it is. So let's go into the actual team build-up and stuff. So if we go back to this, we can see, you know, you have Avengers or Guardians that you can use. In this boss node, you have Avengers, Guardians, or Spider-Verse, Hand, Kree, Ravager. So that's kind of how I split this up, is basically this is not necessarily the best teams, but this is Brotherhood, Mercenary, or X-Men nodes. There's 5 of them, and there's 5 Defender, Shield, Wakandan nodes. So this is why they're kind of up here. I just basically go in the order that they are descending on who has the most nodes versus who has the least. But let's get started on Brotherhood, Mercenary, X-Men. I think Merc Lieutenant is probably your best mercenary person for raids because he applies energy to the team with his basic, not the whole team, but certain characters and stuff, and it's not strictly, you know, strict to mercenaries. He has a chance to heal up his teammates. It's a good passive to have if you don't have a good solid healer on the team. Deadpool can heal himself and Killmonger can heal themselves. Storm, I like to have her on there because she can build up stuff on her basic. She builds up charges, which you can then use on her ultimate, which do a lot of damage. And Psylocke's kind of there just to help protect her because when Storm drops below 50% health, Psylocke will put an evade up on her, which is nice. There's a good thing that Fox Next put in with Psylocke and Wolverine. I know he's not on this team, but he could be a sub. And because Wolverine heals up every time he takes a turn, he goes above 50% health and then drops below when he gets attacked, obviously, and keeps going above and below. When with that happening, Psylocke will apply evade to him, which is nice. So you could put Wolverine on this team. Obviously, it depends on your red stars. I also want to say that Storm will call assist from Psylocke and Deadpool. She calls assist from X-Men and X-Force, and since Deadpool is X-Force, that is why I have him there too. He does have self-healing, but it depends if he has debuffs on him. But, you know, you can make a sub for whoever you want. Obviously, if you're on, like, the last node for X-Men and the whole thing, throw Phoenix on there because she's the best one. But I think this is a good, solid team that has good self-sustain and will do their best to get you through it. If you have Cyclops, you can throw him on there too, just because he does a lot of damage as well. Next up is Defender, Shield, Wakandan. Shuri is probably the second best character you can use in Gamma raids. I will say Gammas do need a big update because we have Asgardians, we have Inhumans, we have Fantastic Four that we can't use in these raids, and they have a lot of good characters in there. So Shuri is your second best character. Your first best character would be Scientist Supreme in my eyes. So with Shuri, I would say you with this Defender, Shield, Wakandan team, skip out on the Defenders. You want to use Shuri, Nick Fury, Black Panther, Killmonger, and Shield Security. I like Black Panther because when he gets a kill and has a T4 in his passive, he gains 100% turn meter. This is nice for raids because he can keep attacking and attacking, especially if there's minions out there and all that stuff. Shuri is, yeah, like I said, just a good healer. Anytime any of these characters will drop below 50% health, she'll apply Deflect up to them. Killmonger just has self-sustain. He heals up on his basic. Nick Fury calls in minions and Shield Security auto taunts. With a healer like Shuri on the team, that's why you want to have Shield Security, because she will heal up Shield Security and Nick Fury will heal him up as well. So our Kree Spider-Verse Guardian team, this is actually probably one of the best nodes to be on and to go fight through and stuff, just because there are so many good Guardians characters, there are so many good Kree characters, and Spider-Verse has the symbiotes. I would probably say Spider-Man symbiote is probably the fourth best, I don't know, probably the fourth best raid character in Gamma. I would rank it Scientist Supreme, Shuri, Minerva, then Symbiote Spider-Man, only because what he allows for Carnage and Venom to do. He heals up symbiotes and Spider-Verse heroes. He heals up symbiotes way better than Spider-Verse heroes, so that's why you always want to use the symbiotes with him. He heals up based off of the negative buffs that are out there. Captain Marvel is just a beast in her own, and Minerva is a great healer. She will be neglecting energy, but there's not too many nodes, and you should be able to get through just fine. No Taunter, but most people have Minerva leveled up. Most people have Captain Marvel level up. You should definitely level up. You're going to have to level up Symbiote Spider-Man for Dark Dimension 3, the city nodes, so I think this is a no-brainer when it comes to this team. So Hand Kree Ravengers. In the past screen, I said that this was your best Kree team. Why I have Kree Noble and Kree Royal Guard is Kree Noble's basic has the chance to apply ability energy to the team. Ronin will heal up anyone who gets ability energy, and Royal Guard's just a good taunter. This team should get you through it. I would recommend for all these characters, you probably want to have them about tier 10, and then you're going to have characters that you're going to take past tier 10, such as Shuri, Symbiote Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Minerva, who else? Scientist Supreme, Magneto. Basically, all these characters, if you get these characters to a minimum about tier 10, tier 11, and have these other characters leveled up, I don't think you should have any problem with that. So yeah, back to this Kree team. Basically, it applies a little bit of energy to Minerva that she can get. There's a taunter, and hopefully it buys her Minerva enough time to get her ultimate up and heal up the whole team. Ronan also calls in minions, which helps Minerva in her speed. So Defender, Hydra, and Mercenary. So this team, I like Merc Lieutenant just because his basic does apply ability energy and he can heal himself up and heal up weak enemies. It sucks that Punisher doesn't have a defender tag and kind of neglects the whole like good raid defender team that you have with Punisher. So I've already talked about how Merc Lieutenant is probably the best mercenary, I would say, just because of what he can do for the team as a whole. His special also applies offense up, which is great. And basically, you know, the defenders are a really good starting point in this game for people to build up, especially going through raids and stuff. So most people know about defenders, but basically Iron Fist has anytime he spawns in, he'll heal up the team. And Jessica Jones was one of those top city hero characters probably about a year back. So that's who I would go with. Now, when you're locked down here to Defender and Hydra, I would just recommend Hydra Scientist. There's no real substitute for Hydra Scientist just because not saying that he's not replaceable, but there's no one else on Hydra that I feel is solid enough. Hydra Scientist will apply Deflect and Death Proof to the lowest teammate with his special, I believe. And that's just probably your best case scenario when it comes to Hydra. Again, you can't use Punisher, which sucks. I do want to say Merc Lieutenant on this Defender Hydra Mercenary team, you can plug in Killmonger. Killmonger was made for raids, but I think Merc Lieutenant is better for a team in whole. Avengers and Guardians, basically you're going to do BKT without Thanos and Minerva. So you're going to do Groot, Rocket, Star-Lord, and Vision. Vision's going to apply defense up to Rocket and Star-Lord and Falcon as well. Falcon has his special, gives his team turn meter. He has a really good ultimate as well. Rocket is just straight damage, and Groot has a little bit of heal, and he purges debuffs from the team. It's just a nice team. I think most people know about the kind of good synergy that Star-Lord, Rocket, and Groot can have with two other characters and such. So Avengers Spider-Verse. The reason why I have Scarlet Witch on this team as opposed to someone like Vision or Falcon is because Scarlet Witch can extend those debuffs that the Spider-Verse will bring. Nick Fury just has good self-sustain and minions. That's why he's on here. That's why I like using him a lot. Also, I have him leveled up, so maybe I'm a little bit biased with that stuff. Scarlet Witch can also heal herself up, and she takes health from the whole pool and spreads it out evenly. So when you have Venom, Carnage, and Symbiote Spider-Man constantly healing themselves up, it's a good time. So Brotherhood Shield, you can use a full shield team. I just like Magneto on this team just because I do like spreading debuffs, and Magneto has that blind, which is nice. If you're going to sub out Magneto, you should do Shield Operative. Shield Trooper is probably the worst shield character in this game. It sucks. Actually, something that I completely space is you can use Yo-Yo in this team because she is technically shield as well. I will say that means you can't use Shield Security, so you could sub in Shield Operative or something, but Nick Fury does call in Shield Trooper or Shield Security when he calls in his minions. So you can use Yo-Yo. I completely spaced that. I'm sorry about that, but it depends on where you're at with Yo-Yo and stuff. She's a good protector, and what she does is she applies offense down with her passive if you have a T4 in her passive. So she's really good. She's a top character even without Black Bolt and all that stuff. I need to, when they do update this in the future, I need to put Yo-Yo in here. So that actually changes I just remember that. I'm sorry I didn't look at it before. You probably do want to throw in Yo-Yo on this team, on this Defender Shield Wakandan team. And you can probably do it with this Brotherhood Shield team. Let's go on to AIM Brotherhood Shield. AIM, they're the best full-fledged team in the game when it comes to rating. They're not going to get you through U7 or anything. They will get you through a little bit of it, but AIM is what it is. Again, when I say best full-fledged team, if you had to take one team in the game and throw them in raids, AIM's probably your best bet. So Scientist Supreme applies debuffs to the other team and constant healing. I have AIM Researcher on here. The four you want to go with for sure: Scientist Supreme, Security, this is Assaulter, Security, and Graviton. And then AIM Researcher I like having on there because she has extra heals, but it depends on your red stars as well. Guardians, Mercenary, X-Men. Again, I'm doing Storm and Deadpool because Storm will call assist from Deadpool, and Deadpool has good self-sustain. Also, Storm has her ability that she can store up charges from node to node, which is nice, and you can take out a node right away if you use her ultimate. I already talked about Star-Lord, Rocket, and Groot. Avengers, Guardians, Spider-Verse. This team just, you know, the symbiotes are what they are, and I like Groot and Rocket together just because Groot enhances Rocket's damage, and Groot also has healing and can purge debuffs. So that's going to do it for this video. I'll probably do another one of these if they ever do update the Gamma raids. I hope they do, or if they hopefully expand the roster more and we can have more choices in the future. Sorry that I missed that out about Yo-Yo. I totally spaced that she was available as a shield character. So again, you want to replace probably shield security with Yo-Yo when it comes to that, and maybe if you have her leveled up, throw her on those shield the teams that say shield as well. So you could probably throw her on this if you don't have aim security, but I would probably just stick with aim security when it comes to that. Let me know what you guys think of this video. I want to know where you think I'm wrong, where you think I'm right, where you disagree with me on, and all that stuff, because I want to learn from this too. But this is just what I've experienced. This is what I think works best for me, at least, and helps me get through it. I've been playing this game out. In 2 days I'll be at 800 days, so I'm still learning, but I want to do my best to teach you guys as well. So that's going to do it for this video. Be on the lookout for an Ironheart Red Star opening with my fiance. I do weekly news stuff. I'm going to do an 800-day roster review. I also do giveaways too about every 2 weeks. I give about $10 worth of power cores away. So be on the lookout for that. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day.